Chapter 1. 8 million. For each. Husband stared at me. I stared back. On what grounds? We're married, he said righteously. Your parents' demolition payout is our money. I laughed. 5 years of going Dutch. Every single cent calculated to the penny. Now he says our. 1. The day the payout hit the account, husband came home from work unusually early. Vivian, sit down. We need to talk. I glanced at him and kept dicing vegetables. Talk about what? The demolition money. He pulled out a chair at the dining table. It's 8 million, right? I said nothing. I did the math. He brandished his phone. 3 apartments worth 6 at market, plus 2 in cash. 8 total. Why crunch numbers like that? We have to decide how to split it. My knife froze midair. I turned around. Split what? The payout. He looked at me as if it were obvious. Your parents are old, they can't spend that much. We could dash. Could what? Split it 50-50. He shrugged. 4 for you, 4 for me. Fair. I set the knife down. Walked over. Cameron, what did you just say? The demolition money, 50-50. He frowned. You deaf? I heard fine. I held his gaze. Just making sure you've lost your mind. Vivian, what's that attitude? What attitude should I have? I sneered. You want half of my parents' payout? We're husband and wife. He shoved his chair back. Marriage means community property. That $3,000 gift to your mom, remember consulting me? He blinked. That's different. How? She's my mother. So my parents aren't parents? He waved me off irritably. Stop changing the subject. About the payout, you owe me an answer today. I studied him. This man, 5 years of going Dutch. Mortgage, 50-50. Bills, 50-50. Even baby's formula tallied to the ounce. Now he says community. No discussion. I turned back to the kitchen. The money has nothing to do with you. Vivian. He followed. Don't force my hand. Try me. He ground his teeth. My mom's coming tomorrow. You can explain to her yourself. I smiled. Calling in the cavalry. Let her come, I said. I'm dying to hear her excuse. 2. Next noon, Dorothy arrived. With Frank. They sat on the sofa wearing matching scowls. Vivian, Dorothy began. Chase tells me your place is being demolished? How much? 8 million. Dorothy's eyes sparked. Wonderful. She beamed. Your father-in-law and I figure we're getting on, health's failing. A nice facility costs 200 grand a year. We'll need 2 million up front. I looked at her. 2 million? Yes. Entirely self-assured. Your folks are loaded, 2 million for your in-laws is fair, don't you think? Sounds criminal to me. Her face fell. What did you say? I said my parents' money is none of your business. Of course it is. Frank slammed the coffee table. You married into this family, your parents' cash is our cash. I laughed. When I was pushing out baby, did you contribute a cent? Dorothy froze. That's different. How? Having a baby is your duty, she sputtered. My son married you to give us grandchildren. I inhaled slowly. So I'm a hired womb in your eyes? Quit twisting words. Husband cut in. That's not what she means. Then what does she mean? I challenged. Enlighten me. His mouth opened. Nothing came out. Vivian, Dorothy softened her tone, we're not greedy. Just 2 million. You keep the rest. 0. You dash. Not a dime. I stood. My parents' money stays with them. Dorothy's hand shook. Fine. Fine. She pointed a trembling finger. Chase, look at the woman you married. Ingrate. Mom, calm down. Husband steadied her. Vivian, that's enough. He barked at me. I'm enough? I stepped closer. When you funneled cash to your mom, did we ever vote on it? A son supports his mother, period. And a daughter doesn't support hers? That's not the same. How? I advanced another step. Cameron, how much have you given them in 5 years? His face darkened. You've been snooping? Just answer. Silence. Allow me. I raised my phone. 5 years, 600 grand. Roughly $1,000 a month, 3 in a good month. Dorothy's eyes slid away. Chase is filial. And me? I locked eyes with her. Holiday envelopes for you two, barely 20 grand in 5 years. You dash. 5 years of ledgers. I tapped my temple. Now you want my parents' payout? Husband's jaw clenched. Vivian, what do you want? For you to grasp one fact, my parents' demolition windfall is not yours to touch. Dorothy shot up. Perfect. She quivered all over. Chase, see what kind of wife you have. Mom, easy dash. No, she cut him off. Here's the bottom line, hand over 2 million or divorce. I looked at her, then at husband. He hung his head. Mute. Deal. I nodded. Divorce it is. Husband's head snapped up. You've lost it, Vivian? Crystal clear. I was ice cold. You people are the lunatics. Dorothy was speechless. Frank called her toward the front door. Let's go. The door slammed. Husband stared at me. You'll give me an answer tonight. To what? The payout. He hissed. I'm taking half, whatever it takes. You're taking? Yes. A vicious glint. Refuse and we divorce. You can kiss baby goodbye. I actually laughed. Cameron, is that a threat? Just stating facts. I gazed at the man I married 5 years ago. Thought he was merely stingy. Turns out he's ravenous. Fine. I dipped my head. See you in court. 3. Husband hadn't expected the steel in me. That night he didn't sleep. Neither did I. I was arranging 5 years of receipts. Mortgage, $4 grand a month, 2 from me, 2 from him. Living expenses, $3 grand, 1,500 each. Utilities, $500, 250 apiece. Looked perfectly even. But 9 months pregnant, every prenatal checkup, supplement, maternity dress paid by me. 50 grand. After birth, formula, diapers, clothes, toys I covered 70%. His logic, you gave birth, so you pay more. 2 years, another 100 grand. Cash to his folks? 600. Cash to mine? Under 20. Because whenever I offered, he said, no need, my mom isn't short. Now, surprise, mom's demolition makes her rich, and he wants half. My phone buzzed. It was Mom. Riley, have you and Chase settled things with the payout? I hesitated. Mom, don't worry about it. How can I not? She sighed. 8 million is huge. You two need to agree. Don't let money ruin love. Mom. I lowered my voice. The money is off limits to him. A pause. Riley, are you two fighting? More than fighting. He wants divorce and custody. What? Her voice cracked. He's out of his mind. Greedy, not crazy. What will you do? Mom, do you trust me? With my life. Then leave it to me. I hung up and went back to the evidence. Bank statements. Transfer screenshots. chat logs. And the deed. The demolished property is in parents' names. I'm an only child. Legally, this demolition windfall has nothing to do with husband. But the marital townhouse was bought with a mortgage after we married. That part he owns. I pull out the voice recorder. I bought it last month. Because I'd noticed husband acting strangely. He'd take calls after midnight, slip out to the balcony to talk. When he came back, he was still smiling. I suspected adultery. So I planted the recorder in his car. Time to listen. I press play. The first clip is him and Buddy. Hey, Cameron, heard your wife's folks are getting their place torn down? Yeah, 8 million. Holy crap, jackpot. It is, husband laughs. Once the money lands, I'm divorcing her. Divorce? You insane? Nope. He says, her personality? I've had it. If it weren't for this payout, I'd be gone already. My hand jerks. The recording keeps going. So what about baby? Baby's mine. Husband says, Mom says baby belongs to the Colemans, not to her. Man, you're ruthless. No choice. He sighs, living with her is daily accounting drives me nuts. Me is better, gentle and sweet. Mia. I remember that name. His coworker at the office. You and Mia dash. Yep. Husband laughs, over a year. She says once I'm divorced, she'll marry me. The clip ends. I sit frozen. So. He's had it all planned. Cash the check, then divorce. And fight for baby. I draw a long breath. I open the second file. This time it's him and Mia. Babe, have you been? Okay. The woman's voice is sugary, just missing you. Miss you too. Husband says, hang on once I get the money, we wed. Really? Absolutely. He chuckles, I've already lined up a lawyer. We file, baby's mine, we split the house, plus her folks payout dash. You can touch that payout? For sure. He's cocky, we're married, so her parents' assets count as community property. The woman laughs. You're so smart. Damn right. He brags, stick with me and you'll live large. I'll wait. Good girl. The file ends. I switch off my phone. Perfect. Evidence complete. 4. Next morning I walk into the law firm. Morgan, I need advice. Morgan scans the papers I hand over. The deed. Demolition agreement. Bank statements. And the recordings. After listening, he looks up. Rowan, I get the picture. He says, first, the payout is yours alone. The property being demolished was in your parents' names, you're the sole heir, so it's separate property. But he dash. He has zero legal claim to it. Morgan cuts in, however, the townhouse mortgage was taken out after marriage, so he can go after that. I know. Then there's baby. He meets my eyes, custody dash. I want baby. I say, no compromises. That depends. He answers, usually under 2, judges favor mom. Your baby just turned 2, so it'll come down to who offers the better home. I earn 12 grand a month, he makes 15. I say, but I have the payout, he doesn't. Morgan nods. That's your edge. He says, still, are you sure about divorce? Absolutely. All right. He slides a form across, sample settlement. Take a look, tell me what you want. I skim it. My terms, baby with me, he keeps the townhouse, but he reimburses my 5 years of extra contributions. Such as? I produce another sheet. Spreadsheet of what I overpaid. Prenatal costs, 50K. Extras on baby, 100K. Cash to in-laws, 20K. Cash he sent his parents, 600K. Hold on. Morgan taps the last line, his gifts to his parents are none of your business. We keep separate accounts. I say, by rights, his support to them should come from joint money, or I send equal gifts to mine. Reality, he sent 600, I sent 20. That gap shows unfair drain. Morgan blinks. Then smiles. Rowan, that logic's creative. Will it fly? Legally shaky. He admits, ethically solid. Plus you can prove the separate account system, which supports your stance. What's next? Negotiate first. Morgan says, if he balks, we file. But before that, prep. Like? 1. Shield your assets. He says, especially the payout, no way he can reach it. It's already back in parents' account. Good. He nods. 2. Gather more proof. Your recordings are strong, but add photos, video, witnesses of the adultery. I'll keep digging. 3. Steel yourself. He studies me, divorce is war, especially over baby. Are you ready? I look straight at him. I'm ready. 5. I get home in the afternoon. Husband is on the sofa, he stands when I walk in. Where were you? Law firm. I answer flat out. His face changes. You saw a lawyer? Yes. I set down my bag, consulting on divorce. Vivian, you're serious? You thought I was joking? I stare at him. Cameron, 5 years I gave you plenty of chances. Chances for what? To be a decent husband. I say, you blew them. He freezes. What are you saying? I'm saying, I step closer, I know about me.I. He goes white. You're talking nonsense. I have recordings. I raise my phone, care to listen? He glares at the phone, jaw clenched. You recorded me? Not secretly. I reply, I was protecting myself. Protecting? He sneers, that's spying. Call it what you want. I tap the file, courts call it proof of adultery. His face turns ash gray. Vivian, don't push me. I'm pushing you? I laugh. Cameron, you did this to yourself. I just messed up for a minute. A minute that lasts over a year? I cut in, you think I'm an idiot? He says nothing. Head down. I'm offering 2 choices. I announce, 1, we settle nice and quiet, baby stays with me, you keep the townhouse, but you pay me $150,000 compensation. $150,000. He snaps his head up, why not rob a bank? I'll show the math. I hold up the spreadsheet, 50 I overpaid while pregnant, plus 100 I overpaid for baby, total 150. Fair. Fair? He sneers, Vivian, you've turned into a damn calculator. You trained me. I say, 5 years of separate bills, every cent counted. Changed your mind now? He grits his teeth, silent. Option 2. I continue, we fight it out in court. Adultery on record, baby sure to live with me, house split, and you'll owe me pain and suffering. Pain and suffering? Yes. I lock eyes with him, your cheating caused mental harm, law allows damages. He stares. Long pause. Vivian, you've changed. I haven't. I answer, you never knew me. He exhales hard. I need time. Fine. I nod, 3 days. I want your answer. I turn, walk into the master bedroom. Shut the door. Lean against it. Close my eyes. Truth is, I'm scared. Scared he'll still try for baby. Scared Dorothy and Frank will storm in. Scared I might lose. But I have to stay stone-faced. Because one crack, and they'll swallow me whole. My phone buzzes. Dad. Riley, your mom told me. You and Chase really divorcing? Dad, I'm sorry. Silly baby, nothing to apologize for. He sighs, that kid's the loser. I'm okay. You're not. He says, Mom says your voice is hoarse. I touch my throat. It is. I really am fine. Riley, Dad's gentle, remember, you and baby always have a home. The payout stays with us, not a cent for them. My eyes burn. Yeah. There's more, he paused. If they dare to bully you, tell Dad will go straight to them. I know. I hung up and lay on the bed, staring at the ceiling. I remembered the day 5 years ago when Cameron and I got married. He'd said we'd go 50-50 so everything would be fair, so neither of us would lose out. At the time I'd thought, that's great. Two independent people, each with our own income, no money fights. Only later did I realize 50-50 was never fair. Because effort isn't measured only in dollars. 6. On the third day Cameron still hadn't answered me. But his parents arrived. And they didn't come alone. They brought a lawyer. Vivian, Dorothy said from the sofa, bristling with hostility, I hear you want to divorce Chase? Yes. On what grounds? She slammed the table. What has Chase ever done to you? He committed adultery. I said it straight. She froze. Then she sneered. Adultery? You have proof? I took out my phone. I do. I tapped the recording. Hit play. When it finished, her face was twitching. But she forced out, this doesn't count as proof. Recordings can be faked. Then see you in court, I said. The judge will decide if it's real. She choked. The lawyer at her side spoke up. Rowan, I'm Mr. Coleman's counsel. He produced a document. Here's the divorce agreement we've drafted. Take a look. I took it. Scanned the page. Marital townhouse goes to Cameron. Baby goes to Cameron. Vivian walks away with nothing. I laughed. This is a divorce agreement? It's a hold-up note. Rowan, watch your language, the lawyer said. Under family law the townhouse is marital property, so it should be split. But since Mr. Coleman has the stronger finances and is better suited to raise baby so I get nothing? I cut in. Not nothing, he said. Mr. Coleman is offering a $5,000 settlement. 5,000? Yes. He nodded. That's quite fair. I stared at him. Then at Dorothy. She looked smug. Vivian, I'd advise you to be sensible, she said. Chase is the Coleman family's only son, baby stays with him. If you refuse, we go to court and you'll walk out empty-handed. Really? I stood. Then let's see how you plan to leave me with nothing. You . And, I told the lawyer, go back and tell Cameron I will not sign this. If he wants the divorce, he meets my terms. Your terms? The lawyer frowned. Rowan, you need to understand . I understand perfectly. I cut him off. He keeps the townhouse but pays me $15,000. Baby is mine. Those are the only two clauses. Impossible. Dorothy jumped up. Baby will never go to you. Then court it is. I said. When Cameron's adultery goes on the record, the judge will decide and you know how that ends. The lawyer's face changed. He glanced at Dorothy. Dorothy clenched her jaw, silent. Rowan, the lawyer softened his tone, we can negotiate . There's nothing to negotiate. I walked to the front door and opened it. Goodbye. After they left I shut the door. Leaned against it. My hands were shaking. Truthfully, I had no idea how the judge would rule. But I couldn't show weakness. The moment I did, they'd pounce. My phone rang. It was Cameron. Vivian, don't push this too far. I'm pushing? I snorted. You cheat, your parents tried to steal my baby, who's pushing whom? It was just a moment of stupidity. Stupidity that lasted over a year? I said. You think I'm an idiot? He went quiet. A long silence. Vivian, what exactly do you want? You already know my terms, I said. You keep the townhouse and pay 15,000. Baby stays with me. I can do the 15, he said, but baby dash. Baby is non-negotiable. I cut him off. Take it or leave it, and if you leave it, we meet in court. Vivian. I hung up. Sat on the sofa. Stared at the phone. I hadn't wanted it to reach this point. But they forced my hand. 7. The next day I went to First to make a withdrawal. My balance was down 30,000. I froze. I called First immediately. Hi, I'd like to check my transaction history. One moment, please. A pause, then Rowan, yesterday at 3 p.m. a transfer of $300,000 was made from your account. Transferred to whom? To an account holder named Cameron. My hand trembled. What? Cameron, ID number dash. I hung up. Called Cameron at once. You moved $300,000 out of my account? It's our joint money, he said, righteous. I'm moving my own funds, what's the problem? Cameron, you dash. Vivian, you want a divorce, right? He sneered. Then let's settle the books. Over 5 years I gave you money, time to pay it back. What money did you ever give me? Down payment on the townhouse 200,000, he said. Renovation 100. That's 300. I'm just taking it back. Your parents paid the down payment. To me, he said. Nothing to do with you. I drew a slow breath. Cameron, put the money back. Not happening. You dash. And, he cut in, you wanted 15,000 compensation? I already took 30. The remaining 15 is what you owe me. Cameron. He hung up. I sat in the first lobby. Hands shaking. He'd actually stolen from me. I dialed Morgan immediately. Morgan, he drained 300,000 from my account. What? Morgan's voice cracked. How could he touch your money? It's a joint account, I said. We opened it for mortgage autopay. Go to First right now and freeze it. Can they do that? They can, he said. Tell them the circumstances, demand the freeze, and keep the transfer record, it's evidence. I hung up. Walked to the counter. Hi, I need to freeze this account. May I ask why? My husband and I are divorcing, and he emptied the account without my consent. The teller eyed me. You'll need supporting documents. Like what? A divorce petition, or a court freeze order. I stared. Without that you can't freeze it? Sorry. She shook her head. Bank policy. I left First. Stood by the curb. Watching the traffic rush past. 300,000. 5 years of savings. Gone. My phone rang. Mom. Riley, what's wrong? You sound hoarse. Mom. My voice cracked. He took my money. What? She shrieked. How much? 300,000. That bastard. She was trembling with rage. Riley, where are you? I'm coming right now. Mom, don't. I steadied my breath. I'm okay. You're not, she said. Your father and I are on our way. Mom. She'd already hung up. I stood there, staring at the screen. Tears finally fell. It wasn't the money I mourned. It was the 5 years. What kind of man had I married? 8. Parents arrived at dusk. They took one look and froze. Riley. Mom's eyes reddened. Your skin and bones. I shook my head. I'm fine. Fine, my foot. She pulled me into a hug. It breaks my heart. Dad stood by, face like thunder. Where is that bastard? No idea, I said. Hasn't shown all day. Fine. He clenched his jaw. If he won't come, I'll go find him. Dad, don't. I caught his arm. It's pointless. Pointless? He was shaking. He stole 300 grand. I'm calling the cops. Won't help, I said. Joint account legally he had access. Dad froze. So we just swallow it? No. I drew a slow breath. I'll make him give it back. Just then the front door opened. Cameron walked in. He saw parents and hesitated. Dad, Mom. How dare you call us that? Mom lunged and slapped him hard across the face. You animal. He clutched his cheek, stunned. Mom, you dash. You're no son of mine. She was shaking head to toe. My daughter married a thief. Mom, let me explain, dash. Explain what? Dad strode up, grabbed him by the collar. Return Riley's 300,000. It's my money. Casey snarled. I earned it these 5 years. Bullshit. Dad punched him in the face. Your paycheck went to your mother. Riley's money is her own. Blood streamed from Cameron's nose as he cupped it. You dare hit me, dash. I don't just dare to hit you. My dad lunged again. I stopped him. Dad, stop hitting. Riley, you're still protecting him. I'm not protecting him. I looked at Cameron. I just don't want you in a police station because of garbage like him. Cameron clenched his teeth and said nothing. Cameron. I stepped in front of him. I'll ask you one last time, will you give the money back? No. Fine. I nodded. Then see you in court. See you in court, then, he roared. Vivian, you think I'm scared of you? Right then. The front door opened again. Cameron's parents walked in. They'd brought 7 or 8 others with them. Chase. Dorothy shrieked when she saw Cameron's face. What happened to you? I'm okay. Cameron wiped the blood from his nose. You call that okay? She whirled on my dad. Lane, you dare lay a hand on my son. I don't just dare to hit him. My dad charged again. I'll beat him to death today. Try it. Frank blocked him. Both sides crashed into each other. Stop it. I screamed. No one listened. I looked at Cameron. He stood on the sidelines, watching coldly. The corner of his mouth even curled upward. In that instant I understood. He wanted this to blow up. Wanted it big enough to break my parents. So he could force me to fold. I pulled out my phone. Dialed 911. Hello, there's a fight. Cameron's expression changed. Vivian, you dash. Address is 28, Maple Lane, Unit 5, I finished, and hung up. Vivian. Dorothy rushed at me. You dared call the cops. Why wouldn't I? I stared at her. You break into my home, attack my parents, of course I'm calling the police. You dash. And, I added, turning to Cameron, you stole my $300,000 transfer. I'm reporting that too. That money's mine. Whether it's yours will be decided by the law. I kept my voice level. When the officers arrive, we'll all go to the station and sort it out. He ground his jaw, silent. 10 minutes later the police arrived. After hearing both sides, they took everyone to the precinct. Statements finished, it was well past midnight. The officer said, this is a domestic dispute, we suggest you settle privately. If that fails, take it to court. We're taking it to court, I replied. Cameron stared at me. Hatred in his eyes. Vivian, you'll regret this. I won't. I met his glare. The one who'll regret it is you. 9. Next morning I went to Riverdale Family Court. Filed the divorce petition. Requests, divorce, custody of baby to me, Sam's $300,000 transfer returned, plus $150,000 compensation. At the same time I submitted every piece of evidence. Bank statements, transfer records, audio recordings, and proof of his adultery. The court accepted the case. Trial set for 1 month later. During that month Cameron never came home. I was alone with baby. Work all day, baby all night. Exhausted. But no regrets. Because this was the path I had to walk. Mom came to help with baby. Watching me rush around, she ached. Riley, maybe let it go. Mom, I can't. I shook my head. He needs to learn that messing with me has a price. But you're wearing yourself out. A little fatigue is nothing. I smiled. As long as I win, every minute is worth it. On trial day I wore a black suit. Light makeup. Cameron showed up too. With his parents and their attorney. I was by myself. But unafraid. Because evidence was on my side. The judge asked, "Petitioner, state your requests." I ask for divorce, I said. Grounds, respondent committed adultery and, during the marriage, secretly transferred community assets. The judge nodded. Respondent, your response? Cameron's lawyer rose. Your Honor, my client admits fault in the marriage, but finds the petitioner's requests unreasonable. Unreasonable how? First, custody of baby, the lawyer said. My client believes his financial situation is superior and therefore he should raise baby. I object. I stood. My monthly salary is $12,000, my job is stable, and my parents help care for baby. I am fully able. But respondent earns $15,000, the lawyer countered. He earns 15, I said, yet sends his parents $3,000 every month. Over 5 years that's $600,000 to them. I gave the in-laws only $20,000. Who really has the stronger finances? The judge studied the printout. Nodded. Continue. Second, the lawyer said, the $300,000 transfer. My client views it as savings accumulated over 5 years and therefore his to move. It is not his savings. I produced another exhibit. Here's our joint account ledger. In 5 years I deposited $500,000, he deposited $200,000. Most of that $300,000 is my money. The judge examined the ledger. Then looked at Cameron. Respondent, anything to say? Cameron clenched his teeth. That's our community property dash. Community? I cut in. Cameron, we kept strict AA for 5 years. Every penny was tallied. Now you claim community property? I dash. Furthermore, I played a recording. Here's your conversation with me.I. You say once the demolition payout arrives you'll divorce me. Is that community property or premeditated robbery? Silence fell in the courtroom. The judge's face hardened. Respondent, did you in fact make these statements? Cameron hung his head. I was only muddled for a moment dash. Muddled for over a year? I sneered. Your Honor, I have more evidence. I played another clip him talking to Buddy. As soon as the cash lands I'll dump her. Baby's mine. Living with her is like living with a calculator, drives me insane. When it ended the courtroom was even quieter. The judge turned to Cameron. Respondent, anything else? Cameron's face was bloodless. I didn't dash. Didn't what? I challenged. Didn't cheat? Didn't plan the divorce? He had no answer. The judge rapped the gavel. This hearing is adjourned. A decision will be rendered within 7 business days. Court dismissed. Outside, I drew a long breath. Mom was waiting. Riley, how'd it go? Not bad. I smiled. All evidence on record. Good. She exhaled. I told you truth is on our side. I nodded. Turned to leave. Cameron called after me. Vivian. I stopped. Looked back. His eyes were conflicted. Do you have to take it this far? How else? I asked. Cameron, what choice did you leave me? His mouth opened. No words came. You cheated, you stole my money, your parents want to steal my baby. I spoke each word like a hammer. Tell me, why shouldn't I? I know I was wrong. Too late. I cut him off. Cameron, remember, there's no pill for regret. I turned and walked away. Never looked back. 10. A week later the verdict arrived. Divorce granted. Baby's custody to me. Sam to Sam $300,000 transfer returned, plus a $100,000 award. The marital townhouse to Cameron, but he must pay me 30% of its value, about a $500,000 equity buyout. Reading it, I exhaled. Though the award was 10, not the 15 I'd asked, baby was mine. That was enough. When Cameron received the judgment, he was stunned. He phoned me. Vivian, I'm appealing this. Appeal all you want, I said. Evidence sits right here, facts don't change. Vivian, he shouted. You're heartless. Heartless? I laughed. When you cheated, did you feel heartless? When you stole my money? When your parents tried to take my baby? I 5 years of AA, every entry logged, I continued. Money you wired your mom, I never touched a cent. Parents demolition payout, what makes you think you deserve a dime? That's your parents. Exactly. My parents. Not yours, not your parents. Silence. A long silence. Vivian, you really feel nothing for what we had? Feel? I gave a cold chuckle. How many chances did I give you these 5 years? Did you ever cherish even one? He said nothing. Remember when I was pregnant? I asked. I couldn't stop throwing up, couldn't get out of bed. What were you doing? Playing video games. I was busy at work. Too busy to care for your wife? I cut in. Cameron, who are you trying to fool? And when baby was born? I pressed on. I was in agony in the delivery room. Where were you? Texting Mia in the hallway. His face went paper white. How did you know? I know everything. I said. Cameron, every single thing you did these 5 years is burned into my memory. Vivian. I just kept enduring. I wouldn't let him speak. Enduring your indifference, your selfishness, your parents' nonsense. But you mistook my endurance for weakness. I didn't. You did. I cut in. So the second you heard my parents' block was being demolished, you didn't wonder how exhausted I was, you wondered how to split the payout. He looked down. I really know I was wrong. One slap didn't wake you up, so let's see if divorce does. I hung up. Standing at the window, I stared at the sky outside. The sunlight was beautiful. I smiled. 11. The day after the judgment, Cameron showed up. He returned the $300,000 transfer. And the $100,000 award. $40,000 in total. His hand trembled as he held out the debit card. Vivian, here's the money you asked for. I took it. Ellis. There's more. He produced another card. This is the $500,000 equity buyout for the house. I took that too. What about the marital townhouse? I'm still living there for now, he said. Once I scrape the money together, I'll buy out your share. No need. I shook my head. The judgment says you owe me the $500,000 today. Whether you can afford to stay is your problem. His face went ashen. Vivian, could you just? No. I cut him off. Cameron, this is what the law awarded, not what I'm begging for. He clenched his jaw. Fine. He turned to leave. I stopped him. Wait. He looked back. Something else? Baby support, I said. 3,000 a month. What? His eyes bulged. 3,000. The statute is clear, the non-custodial parent pays support, I said. It's usually 20 to 30% of income. You earn 15 grand, so 30% would be 4,500. I'm only asking for 3. Consider it a bargain. Vivian, you dash. If you disagree, we can go back to court, I said. The judge will order 4,500, maybe more. He stared at me. A long moment. All right, 3,000 it is. One more thing, I continued. You may visit baby once a month, but your parents are not welcome. Why? Because I don't want baby poisoned by their values. I met his glare. All they'd pass on is a warped worldview. Vivian. You can refuse. I shrugged. Then I'll file to deny you all visitation. He bit his lip, silent. Finally, he nodded. Okay. I agree. He spun toward the front door. On the threshold he paused. Vivian. Yes? You'll be happy, he said without turning. Happier than you ever were with me. I blinked. Then smiled. I know. When he was gone, I shut the door and leaned against it. Eyes closed. At last it was over. The marriage, the war finished. I had won. Yet I didn't feel the joy I'd imagined, only release. My phone buzzed. Mom. Riley, is he gone? Yes. Did he pay? Every cent. Good. She exhaled. Riley, you did the right thing. I know. There's more, she added. Dad says the entire demolition payout is yours. I froze. Mom, I can't dash. Yes, you can. She cut in. You're raising baby alone. That money will buy him a home, a car, everything he'll need. But dash. No buts. Her voice softened. Riley, your parents are old, we don't need millions. This was always meant for you. My eyes stung. Jamie. Silly baby. She laughed. We're family, no need for Ellis. After we hung up, I sat on the sofa, sunlight pouring through the windows. 5 years flashed before me: wedding, pregnancy, birth, heartbreak. I'd lost plenty. Gained more. I'd found myself no longer timid, no longer yielding, ready to fight. I rose and walked to the mirror. Thinner, gaunter, but my gaze was steel. I smiled at my reflection. You've got this, Vivian. 1 year later. I sat in my office overlooking the city. This time last year I was racing between courtrooms. Now it all felt like another life. I'd switched jobs: market director at Halberton, salary 300,000. Part of the payout bought a cozy 2-bedroom condo perfect for baby and me. He trotted off to preschool each morning glowing. Mom dropped by constantly to cook and fuss. Life was full. My phone chimed: coworker. Emery, ready for the 3 o'clock? All set. See you then. I glanced at the clock, still an hour. Back to the deck on my screen. It rang again, unknown number. I hesitated, then answered. Hello? Is this Vivian? A woman, unfamiliar. Speaking. Who are you? It's Mia. I stiffened. What do you want? I owe you an apology. Her voice cracked. I was wrong back then, I shouldn't have dash. Save it for yourself. I cut in. I'm not interested. I know I messed up dash. Mia. I sighed. Why are you really calling? A long pause. How is Cameron doing? I laughed. Aren't you with him? We broke up. She sniffed. He lost his job, sold the house, and he's deep in debt. I raised an eyebrow. Okay. Vivian, could you maybe help Dash? No. I said flatly. His life is none of my business. Handle it yourselves. But Dash. Don't call again. I hung up. Staring at the phone, I shook my head. Cameron's mess? Self-inflicted. But I wouldn't gloat, I simply didn't care. After work I picked up baby. He ran to me, beaming. Mommy. Hey, sweetheart. I lifted him. Good day? Great. We painted today, I drew you. Can't wait to see it. Hand in hand we walked home, sunlight warm on our faces. Inside, he unveiled the picture, a woman and child, both smiling. That's you and me, he announced. Like it? I love it. I ruffled his hair. Keep drawing, okay? Promise. After dinner I tucked him in, then stepped onto the balcony. Stars glittered above. My phone vibrated once more, no contact name. I picked up. Hello? Vivian. Cameron. Silence. What do you want? Can we start over? Please? I laughed. Seriously? I paid for everything. His voice cracked. No job, no house, me is gone. I have nothing left. That's not my problem. Vivian, let's remarry Dash. Never, I said flatly. Not in this lifetime. Vivian Dash. Remember, one slap didn't wake you, so divorce did. I paused. Wide awake now, Cameron? A long silence. Yeah. I'm awake. I'm sorry. Don't apologize to me. I said. Apologize to yourself. I ended the call and blocked his number. Standing at the window, I gazed at the star-filled sky. This year I'd lost a husband who never loved me. And gained the world myself. The independent, resilient, fearless me. That was enough.